Hi, my name is Jacqueline Rose. I do not think it's a coincidence you're here. I think you're meant to be here. So, this topic today is about who I am. I have healed a lot, I have grown a lot, but I still judge random people in Target. And so, I wanted to share some facts about my growth and my healing in hopes that it might help you. So, I gathered some questions that would help people feel regular schmegular in their journey of enlightenment or healing or growth, and kind of the questions that connect to you. So the first question I have is what is something that most people misunderstand about me? I think one of the main ones is people think I have a lot of confidence, and that might be because I do share on social media. I tell people this over and over again. This is bigger than me. Um, I picked up that call, like Neo got the call. I picked up the call, and I had a message that I need to share my life. I don't know what this looks like and why I need to do it, but I got the message. So I'm not necessarily confident in what I do. I just do. When I feel inspired to make a video or share something on social media or media in general, it doesn't mean that I'm confident in it. It just means that I'm doing it because I think it's greater than me. So I do have a lot of insecurities about a lot of things, but again, I pushed past that and I listened to the calling. I answered the call and I continue to share, but that doesn't mean I'm confident in everything that I share. It just means that I do it anyways for other people. Okay, second question. What is something I'm embarrassed I used to care about so much? So, I used to care about material things a lot. Now, I do like my comfort. The reason I think about this is because, like, when I was in high school, which was over 20 years ago, I cared about like the way that I looked. I cared about like what I drove, what kind of house I lived in, other people lived in, the clothes that they wore. I mean, I think that was just a immature version of myself, but those are things that I don't care about as much. Actually, the more people have, the less I care about it, because as I've matured, I know that people are just people, and no matter how successful they are in one part of the life, doesn't mean that they're super successful in a different part of their life. Doesn't mean that they're happy. Yes, money and status and power can make life easier. Like, if you have money, you can go to the doctor more often. If you have money, you can have somebody clean your house and you don't have to like think about that. You don't have to worry about your bills. Yes, it can make life easier in some ways, but it doesn't necessarily make you have great relationships, communication skills. It does not mean you're happy. And so when I was younger, there was like this belief, and I'm somewhat embarrassed about it, but that just comes with youth, that, having stuff and being successful meant that you had a lot of material items. And I don't believe that anymore. It's just come with experience. And I've been around enough wealthy people that I know that it does not make them happy. More money, more problems. Okay, the next question is, what's a completely ordinary thing that brings me real joy? What small luxury do I genuinely, you know what I'm trying to say, love? So the first thing that comes to mind, which is a little random, is showers. Like, since I was a little girl, I've always loved showers. I sit in the shower or lay down in the shower. I keep my showers clean, don't worry. But in my mind, it's like a waterfall. That's the place that I go to when I don't feel well. Even in my mind, I go to a place of like being in an open body of water with a waterfall and water running over me. Something about like showers really bring me relaxation. And if you didn't know, showers were not common in the early 1900s. Not everybody had like hot water to shower. So I really appreciate that luxury. And if you followed me along on my journey, like, I went to the Camino and I stayed in a lot of different places, and there were weird fucking bathrooms. And it wasn't comfortable. It just wasn't homey. It wasn't warm. So I'm a big person of things being comfortable. Like, you feel warm and you feel comfortable whenever you get home. Like, my space, for me at least, is very comfortable and inviting, and it feels lived in. And so that also goes to a shower, like being able to rinse off and just like feel clean and energized, and It's just always been something that I think some people don't think about, but I think about a lot. Like coming home, taking a shower, and getting in my bed is a dream, and a good meal that I didn't cook. That's all luxuries that I definitely appreciate. Okay, the next question is, what is something I judge but secretly do myself? So I judge others for judging people, and I am judging them. So I'm not a judge free person. I've been working on that a lot. I've come a long way. Most of the time, 10 years ago, I was just stuck in my head in a constant narrative of judging my life and judging other people and the way things should be. And it was just like I was very much in the headspace. And so I've gotten better at it, but that doesn't mean I'm some monk that has eliminated all judgment. And we do need some judgment. We can't like run out and do crazy things, but I don't like the residual judgment that's still there. I would like to get better and better and be more at ease and more calm when things happen in front of me. I don't have a narrative or a judgment about it. I just accept and I allow, and then we just take each moment by moment. I am much better than I was before, but I secretly still do that. And I judge people for judging people, and I'm over here judging people. So it's a big thing of mine is not being a hypocrite about things. That like hypocritical people drive me nuts. And so it drives me nuts because I can be hypocritical, especially in that aspect of my life, is that, why are you judging somebody, but I'm judging them for judging the other person. So it's just a loop over and over again. Okay, next question is, what is something I romanticized that is actually exhausting in real life? This media, social media, like it looks, or any kind of I don't know, business that you're putting online, it's exhausting, people. It is so exhausting to try to keep up with algorithms and put out videos and try to market yourself. And a lot of people started out very small and were able to like keep up with things. I am one person. I do not have a team of people creating videos and reaching out to people. Like a lot of people have automated. I've worked with coaches that like literally pay people to answer their comments. Not that I get a ton of comments, but like just to keep up with that lifestyle of being on social media and trying to be in the public and trying to market yourself to help people in their own journey can be quite exhausting. It looks really cool online, but when you're one person and you're a small business, it is very hard to keep up with and put out things. I remember one time listening to somebody that said you needed to put out like 12 pieces of content a day. Like that's not gonna happen. And so I have leaned into doing what feels good, limiting my exposure to media in general, just because I feel more at peace. And the bottom line is my life is about being it. I cannot lead people into a peaceful, harmonious life if I'm not doing it myself. So part of that is being able to find a way to share online and do it in a manageable way, because I don't have a team of people. If I had a team of people around me, man, they could pump out all kinds of stuff and market all kinds of stuff, but that's not the reality of things. I'm one person running several small businesses in my life and my family and stuff like that. So at the beginning I thought it would be so great, and it's very, very hard. So I give it up to the people that are able to do that on a consistent basis, because it's not as easy as it looks. It's very, very challenging. Okay, the next question is, what is something I used to think was classy that I now feels embarrassing? It kind of goes back towards like materialistic things. I don't know if I'm embarrassed about it, but it all kind of is the same thing where, seeing people driving nice cars or wearing really expensive clothes to me is like overconsumption. I'm a hippie at heart, for real. Like I'm constantly thinking, okay, what can we recycle? I need to turn off the water. I need to buy off-brand things. I need to be using secondhand stuff. Like that's kind of like bred into me. I don't know why. I can remember being a teenager and saying I was cheap and my dad saying I was frugal. I think I thought people that had really expensive, nice things I don't know, something about it was really classy, and now I think it's just overconsumption, and I don't think it's necessary. I don't understand why things cost as much as they do. Purses, handbags, shoes. Like, I get having a quality piece, but are you kidding me? Like, these are thousands and thousands of dollars. Like, I don't understand, like, luxury cars. Why are you spending so much money on all these luxury things? I don't get it. I have a Toyota. It's a really nice Toyota. I sat for 6 months and watched that thing online at the dealership to make sure I could get it down to the price that I wanted to. I love Toyotas. They're great, reliable cars, and they're worth the money. And so that's kind of how I am. I'm not one to always like upgrade all the time. So it used to that materialistic luxury lifestyle when I was younger. I think I strive to have that, but now that I'm older, I really think that it's unnecessary. People could be spending their money on so many things that are to better our world, including myself. I'm not out of that, right? Because to somebody, my life is probably luxurious, which I think it is. I'm very comfortable and grateful for it. But we could all be doing better with our money and how we spend it in the companies that we give it to. I don't want to make billionaires richer. They're good. They're good. They're golden. Okay, next question is, what is something I thought would make me happy but just made me tired? The American dream. With the, you get the house and the kid and the husband and the cul-de-sac and all of those things. Don't get me wrong. Again, I love comfort. I love security. My sun sign is Taurus, so I love those things, but majority of my life I strived for that. And keeping up with that, even like that, I would have a standard of like cleaning. That was something that I've let go of. I still have a standard of cleaning. I don't like filth, but like I was always constantly trying to create the American dream that was supposed to bring us all of us happiness that we were told. And it doesn't necessarily, it's, more responsibility, a house, a mortgage, cars, car payments, people, cul-de-sacs, HOAs, all those things. Not that I'm involved in HOAs, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's a false story. I think everybody knows that now, and it can leave you very tired. Trying to keep up with the Joneses, whoever the fuck the Joneses are. But it kept me tired. I realized that probably about 7 years ago. So I try my best not to keep up with the Joneses or try to keep up with my friends and their life looking so, perfect. And it doesn't matter to me anymore. It makes me tired trying to keep up with everybody. And everything and what society tells you need to be and look like. If you can tell that there's a theme in my lifestyle and the way that I live. And I share this because I hope that you don't fall into believing this BS. I mean, having a marriage is wonderful, but it is just the beginning. It is a lot of work to have a relationship. So they say you get married and everything will be good. No, it's just the beginning. You get married and then you build and see if you can communicate together. So I think a lot of women or just men or anybody in general will think that like, oh, if I have the mortgage or the job or whatever, it doesn't always make you happy. It can make you very, very tired. So that's my 2 cents on that. Okay, and the next question is, what's a way I self-sabotage that looks productive on the outside? Busyness. There's a lot of things that I need to do that I do not like doing, and I am fully aware that I need to do that. And so I'll keep myself busy doing a lot. Like, I have a lot of hobbies. A lot of them. I have a lot of things going on a lot of the time. I have 3 different jobs that I do. And just think about trying to keep up with 3 different jobs and then a son and then appointments and then running a household. And so I have a lot of unpaid jobs too that I do. And so I can tend to keep myself busy with doing things that don't really matter. And so it looks productive to people when I'm not doing things that will matter in the long run, because I can be fearful. So I'm just like everybody else. I know I'm a coach and I'm well aware of it. I'm not delusional about it. I don't make up excuses about it. I chip away at those things that sabotage. Like, I try not to be as busy, or I try to get the thing that scares me the most done first in the morning so that I don't have to worry about it the rest of the day, instead of doing 15 things before I need to do the thing that I'm doing, right? Like I gotta do the dishes and I gotta mop the floors and I gotta put away the laundry, when really I need to sit down and call and make doctor's appointments. I don't like doing stuff like that. I don't like, doing adulting type things, I'll be honest. And so I can keep myself busy a lot doing other things. So if you're like me, know that you're not unnormal. Lots of people do it and some people aren't aware of it. I'm aware of it and I'm just slowly trying to get better at it. I'm trying to be the change, right? That's what this is about, is being the change and being vulnerable and being open about that. We're all human, trying to do the best we can, and sometimes we sabotage ourselves. Okay, next question. What is one of my biggest pet peeves? It used to be people showing up late. Not so bad about that. Like, I don't care if people are like a few minutes late. Like, if people are extremely late, like, no. But, like, if people are 10 minutes late, it's not a big deal. Now, a big pet peeve of mine is when people don't respond to things. Like, if you send them something through a text or an email, or I think the millennial generation and below are really bad about that. Because I'll send people, let's say I send them a video that I think that would be encouraging for them or that could help them, or anything, and they just don't respond back. I don't know. I don't know if you got it. I don't know if you liked it. It's just like, it's like me walking up to you and being like, hey, I saw this really good book you'd like, and you just stare at me. So that's the way I think about it when people don't respond. And my husband is way better now, but he used to be horrible at this. I would text him and I'd get no response. I mean, it wasn't just me. He's equal opportunity. He just doesn't respond to a lot of people. But yeah, that's a pet peeve of mine. I've gotten better just knowing people are different than I am. But for real, I can be like, okay, so did you like what I sent you? Like a thumbs up, a heart, something. Come on, people, something to acknowledge that somebody took the time out of their day to think about you. Like, I think it's a proper thing to do that I think younger generations are getting away from. I say that, and I do not like calling people. So I only want to text people, and I will respond to people's texts most of the time, like 99.9% of the time. But if you call me, I ain't answering that phone most of the time. I just don't like talking to people on the phone. I don't know what it is. It's probably some trauma around phone calls and stuff like that, but I just don't like talking on the phone. So as much as I want people to respond to me, they will call me and I will text them back and see what they needed. So I do respond. I just don't always answer phone calls. I don't like talking on the phone, for real. Okay, there's 2 more questions and I'm going to put them together because they relate to each other. Okay, what is a subject that you wouldn't talk about publicly? And the second question is, what was the one of the hardest times in my life? So this kind of goes together. Motherhood is one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. Again, American dream, have the kid, all the stuff, you'll be happy. And it's also something that I don't fully talk about publicly because it involves other people. It involves my son and his upbringing. It involves my husband. If I work with somebody one-on-one and I'm coaching them, I'm going to tell them all kinds of stories about my life. I'm a storyteller, and so I give examples why I'm coaching. But publicly, I may not, which could really help a lot of people. I have a son that's on the spectrum, and so it's a very unique situation. And a lot of the things that I've had to do when it comes to therapies or with the school system, I could help people publicly with that, but it involves so many other people that I care about that I would have to publicly talk about those stories. And I don't think that is something that at this point that I would share, because again, it's other people are involved, and it's one of the hardest things all the way back to, like, if you didn't know, I had a stillbirth before I had my son. About 5 weeks before I was pregnant with my son, I had my daughter. Her name was Isabella. She was stillborn. So starting with that, then I got pregnant with my son. I had preeclampsia. He was born early, and then he had delays, and eventually diagnosed with autism. And then the whole marriage of navigating the marriage and getting help and being a people pleaser, and the dynamics of my son and me, and the dynamics of my husband and it's been a lot. And I have a lot of knowledge in that, but I don't know how much I will share with the public about that, other than if you work one-on-one with me. So if you ever need help with marriages and family life, that's what that communication, how to get, a good communication going with partners, whether it be your child or whether it be your husband or your wife. That is something that I'm very good at, but I can't necessarily market my storytelling, but I'm good at helping people navigate through those dynamics in their life, because I've navigated a lot of different dynamics, not just my family life, not just, a kid that is on the spectrum, but before my little individual family, I grew up with, another hard part of my life is my mom broke her back when I was a teenager, and navigating that and being disconnected to my family. There's been a lot of chaos in my life, some brought on by myself, some not. And I've been able to navigate that and keep my heart open, or continue to learn how to open my heart. And so, and be able to speak clearly to people. I still work on that. There's some people I just don't want to talk to. But that's how I help other people. And that's why I share this. This is why it's bigger than me. To wrap it all up in a perfect little bow, this is bigger than me. That's why I continue to share, because maybe one nugget of information will help you in your life, or make you feel normal, like all of us have challenges. All of us have chaos going on in our life. There are some people that have less chaos, but I'm here to help people navigate that in a peaceful, cohesive way. And so I hope you pulled something from this. I hope it was entertaining. I hope you got to know me a little bit better. And much love.